Okay, right where we are. Okay, so now I'm going to Docker first. So now we need to set some things in the Docker first. Docker. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to inside the Docker on the worker machine. So the first step is I'm going to install the package for the SQL insights for the SQLite database. So that is I'm going to pay. First, let me check what are the packages we have. Do you have SQL Alchemy? Yes, we have. But do we have Pandas? But okay, I think it's available. But let's give it a try. Pip install SQL Alchemy Pandas. So this will give a connectivity to create your SQL database. So by default, it is available, already satisfied. If it is not there, then it will create. So this is the package that you have to install. Because when you check your by default, as we discussed yesterday, check your Python version. So and then it is fine. Okay, now I'm going into Python. And now, so if you see I'm in the OPT Airflow, I'm going to Python. So now I'm just testing some manual things before I create a DAG. So
Okay.
Because I'm just creating a connection to the SQLite, I'm just checking manually because if the Python is connecting with your SQLite, it means DAG will also work. So first, I'm trying with the Python connectivity, and main thing is I am in the Docker itself. So if it is working here, means my DAG will work directly. So in real time, how it will works. For example, when you start your project the first time, they'll give you some pod like sandbox or dev. For sandbox or dev, they'll give you this access to the cluster worker nodes access. So before CI/CD pipeline, they'll give you like this, and you can use your command line, and you can do anything. You can play this machine. You can use it rough and tough, and you can do all types of verifications. And if you're happy, you executed your something is working. Yes, you go CI/CD, deploy in the dev again, fine, working, and you'll ask the team, DevOps team, hey, this I want the same mission, same configurations and everything in the TST in production. Why? Because we need to, as I said yesterday, create a virtual environment package, which means everything has to become as a package. If it is some version issue or something issues in the test or production, we get a problem. That is the reason dev, test, production, all environments has to be in the same package versions. So before I go CI/CD, before I go to the other environments, first I'm checking myself, okay, how this is going to work. So here, if you see, I'm in the Python. If it is any issue with the package, I need to install. Import alias pandas as BD. I don't have an issue. I got a new line, means this package is taking. Okay. And so next, as we need to do the connectivity right from the SQL, from the SQL mission, SQL Alchemy, right? From SQL Alchemy import. So I'm going to create an engine. Create engine. As I said, SQLite is a lightweight database. I think you know the database is a SQLite is local lightweight database used for own local for testing purposes. It works like database, tables and everything, but it's a lightweight database. So now, why use this package? That is for to create a small engine in my local as database. If you see, I don't have any error because I have installed the packages by default. It is already available actually, but I just tested like this. It's saying already satisfied. And now here my package don't have error. If you got any error while doing this command, it means the package is not installed. You try this command again and it will work. So, and the next one is once you create your SQL Alchemy importing the engine, so you can call the engine and you can use it. For example, I'm going to call the engine and create engine. engine. So what I will do is here, what is the engine? SQLite. So here you can just call your some name. It's like I'm just creating database. So let me call Panda. No, this is the database name. I can call temporary database. Or let's specify temporary SQLite database. SQL database .db. So what we are doing, we are creating a SQLite database here. So it's throwing some error. What is throwing some error is, okay, it's asking 3 slashes. Okay, it's created. So when you got new alignments, this is working perfectly fine. Now, let me just open another terminal. So this is one terminal. I'm going to just go to another terminal to check the data. I'm going to Docker again, just to check the data. Do I have? I think I can use this just for testing purpose. Okay, df head CSV. Okay. Now in the Docker, what we did, we created a pandas, imported packages, and the engine we created. Now I'm going to read the data frame equal to pd dot read underscore CSV, right? Read underscore CSV. Where is the data in the OPT Airflow? What is the name? df underscore head. df underscore head dot CSV. Okay. Dot CSV. So I'm just reading this just to test index underscore column. I'll just make it a 0. 0 means first record. In the file, you take first record as a column. That's what I'm saying in pandas. Okay. So, okay, now data frame is ready. So I'm just checking data head. Okay, good. I got the data. So it's working fine. Now, this one, I want to send to the SQL. I want to send to the SQL to the engine. Actually, what we did tf.to underscore CSV, right? For in the pandas. Yesterday, if you see, this is our job. Yesterday we did, to CSV, right? In pandas, we did the to CSV. So, but now I'm going to SQL, right? To SQL engine. What is my engine name? Called engine. See, I just create an engine name called engine. So df.to SQL, and into the SQL, what is the name you want? Suppose I'm just calling the wines, let's say. And what is the engine name? Engine. So this is calling this engine. This engine is calling this database, and this database is we actually this database is developed previously. No, even if you go now, see it is not there, right? So it will create now as part of this Python, and then it is processing. Now if you see, I've entered df.to SQL wines engine. How many records? 10. It's showing the 10 records. So it's showing 10 records are ingested to this table. Okay. So now let's go to database and check. Now I'm going to exit this. What I'm exiting the Python because I'm in Python, right? Yeah. Okay. Now I exited Python. Okay. Now, if I check ls, you see, now I got it right. Temporary SQLite database. So that's the name I've given here. Yes. So when we call the create engine, Python is created an engine for your SQLite in the OPT Airflow because that is a place I'm asking because that is my home of Python. Just we log in there in Python, right? So now let's enter into this database. So to enter into this database, what you can do is you can use SQLite 3, the database name, temporary SQLite database. Yes. If you see here, first time in the Python, I've finished my job, exited. I'm into SQLite. I've entered. Now I'm in SQLite command line, right? Yeah, database. Okay. Exactly. So I'm in the SQLite database. So here, this all now you can see all the help and all the things. It will show all the SQLite commands and everything. So now we are entered in database. To check your tables, I'm doing the dot tables. See, I got the wines table because we push from Python pandas to SQLite wines. Okay, and let me just enable headers, the RS headers on. Okay, now I'm going to select star from what is table name wines, right? Let me put limit 10. See, I got the data. So limit 10. I just gave limit 10. So I got the all the records 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 until 9. Start from 0. Total 10 records. So this is the whole manual we did. So means in the Airflow Docker, we tested Python, SQLite, everything. Now I want to do everything from the DAG. Now it's easy, right? Because you tested everything in Python, in the Docker itself. Now it's easy because you will not get any issue, except there are some different issues, but you don't have any package issues, you don't have database issues, you don't have any command issues. So this is the way to first need to write and do the development. This is like development part. As part of development process, you can do this. We can do this process and we can do it. Once you're happy with these results, then we can go directly to DAG. Because if you go DAG, if you go CI/CD, if you deploy, if you for the small changes, you have to come back and change. It will take a lot of time. So instead of that, you ask the Docker, you ask the pod. We call it a pod because in the real time we use the Kubernetes clusters. In the Kubernetes clusters, we call it the pods. So like here we call Docker's containers, right? The same way. In the real time, we have clusters and pods. So you'll ask the pod. So the DevOps guy or your admin guy, they'll provide a pod to you. They'll show you how to connect the pod, like kubectl, kube control, kubectl -n some pod name. When you do that, you will enter like this into the bash command into the pod, and you can do it. Like this, we can connect it. Okay, now what I will do is I'll take it directly. We'll do the same steps directly from the DAG. Now we'll create a DAG, and the DAG has to create a new engine. Now we have one engine, right? If I go with the just going Control D, so I've exited. I came back to my container. So we have this. Now if I go to ls, so this is a SQL engine. Okay, but in the DAG we'll make different name, different engine, different name, and we'll create an engine directly from DAG. Okay, so I think now we can just exit. Okay, now I'm back to my Docker, my local folder. Okay, now the DAG, I'm going to create a new file. So in this file, I can call pandas to SQLite .python file. So pandas to SQLite. So I can use most of the things yesterday what we use for pandas. So I can use all the packages. We can use mostly we'll use same. If we don't need, then we can delete. And we can use a logger just for logging details. And I can check here also we use environments. Actually, I can use it. I can use default DAG if environments. I think I can use most of the thing. So what I'm doing, I'm using with the DAG, but I'll change the name. Pandas to SQLite. And also, okay, so I'm checking, is it virtual environment installed? If installed, okay, do not throw the error. Else you create a task ID, virtual environment, and requires, yes, I need pandas here. And I'm importing pandas. But here, I will not go this. Actually, yesterday we downloaded this data right into. Okay, this is only data we have. Yeah, I think we can use this. Okay, yeah, I can use it directly. So what I will do is I'll go to the Docker Composer. Yeah, so I'll just take it. What is the folder name? Data. Instead of using a head file, I want to use the CSV file so that we can do this better. Okay, now I'll just create a folder data because I'm mounting this data into my container. So, oops, sorry. Let me recreate Docker so that it will capture the page up -d. It'll up the Docker. Up the Docker. Okay. Now, what else? Okay, yes, the Docker is ready. So now I'm going to Docker and check the ls. Yes, I got data folder, cd data, cd data. Yeah, I got the file. Now in the code, where is our code? In the code, what I will do is I'm going to read the data. In the last session, we discussed about GitHub URL, right? Now I'm reading a CSV file in the OPT, Airflow, data, wine ratings, .csv. So here I'll call again my index column as 0. I'm just removing this stuff. Okay, so here we just did only one thing. DAG created. In the DAG, I'm just started pandas, reading a CSV file from my local, which is mounted into the Docker container. And now where is my data? In the DF, which is called data frame. So if you observe the data, if I go with the wine ratings, if you see data, there's a lot of data, that 30K records. So if you see this data is with a comma delimiter, and you see it's all like so many regular expression things are there, and a new line, which is like every new line, we can use slash and so we can do some regular expressions to replace some things, and we can just delete if we don't want anything. For example, in the column, the headers, let me just open here. You see name. First one is index anyway. So name. If you see the grape region, if you see the grape, the grape one is empty, right? Let's do one thing. Let me do some small transformation. Okay. First, I'm going to do some transformation as data frame equal to data frame dot. I'm just replacing with the data restriction go /r. So here I'm just asking to replace without anything, and comma. Is it regex? Yes, true. Just doing this, and make a new line. So even for the new line, I'll just make it as a space, and then I'm doing regex as true also. And I would like to drop a field. There's a fields we have, right? I'm going to drop a field called grape, suppose. If you see, I'm doing some transformations. Grape. So I'm just dropping. df.drop means the whole data frame is like, see, remember, just treat df as a table. Simple. Df as a table. I'm dropping a column called grape. But in that, remember, we have two types. One axis 0, axis 1. Axis 0 means row. Axis 1 means column, means the whole column I want to delete. And in place, make it place as a true. Right. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to load this after transformed result. I'm just cleaning this part, which is I don't require a few things, OPT, Airflow, and I'm just called in the cleaned data set, data.csv, suppose. What I'm doing, the first one, the raw data into df. In the df, I did some transformations. So this is like extracting. These 3 lines are like a transforming, and this is like loading. Okay. So this is I'm doing this. This is the one part. This is the one part, which is as we discussed, yeah. So this is like one part, nothing but this part. This part we did just now. And the next part is loading into SQLite. So even for this, where is the SQLite? So this is we created in the using Python. We're going to create now. So it means this is also we required an environment and required package, right?
Yeah.
The required package. So what is the package we installed before? SQ Alchemy, right? The package we have to install as part of the Python. So what I mean is, let's create another task, another virtual environment for this, another task, and then we can create a separate virtual environment. We can put some name, we can put some task ID, and we can use this. For example, let's see. I'm just copying this one. Okay. So here itself, what I will do is masking the task virtual environment, and I'll just ask. Now, this is a result, but this result I want to persist into SQLite database. So I'm going to call the other task called SQLite persist wine data. Suppose my other task. But what are the requirements? Is the requirements is pandas only? No. There's other package we have called SQL Alchemy, right? So we did all this manually before in the command line. Same thing we are now doing through this tag. First, we did everything in practically right in the Docker container. Now we are going to the same process using a DAG. So we tested everything. Everything is working fine. So that I'm putting everything into the DAG because I want to automate the process. So, okay, the task is created. And now let me call system side packages. Yes, created. Next, what I'm doing. Okay, here use pandas reading, right? Now I'm going to create a function. I'm going to pandas to SQLite. Okay, right. So what we used in the Python internal program before, import pandas, alias PD we used. And one more thing we used import. We can use from SQL Alchemy import create engine, right? So we need this too. SQL ALCHEMY. Okay, this is fine. What next? Next, I'm going to create an engine, right? Engine equal to create engine. In this SQLite, 3 slashes, right? Where is the data? OPT, Airflow. I think, but this file I'm asking. This clean data. So in the first function, pandas is reading and doing transformations and loading into this location. Second function, it is reading from this location and then loading into the database. So this is work like a temporary.
Okay.
Temporary location. So now I'm taking this SQLite. Sorry, the SQLite engine, right? Not data we are loading. So what is the engine name you want? Suppose I'm calling wine underscore database dot db, the engine name. In the next line, we'll define the location of your data. Okay, now you can define what is your data. I'm going to read same pandas CSV, but this time what I will read, not the raw data. This is raw data. This is cleaned data. So I'll take the cleaned data and I will go to use that clean data to store. OPT Airflow, not data. OPT Airflow, clean data. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now this is I want to load to ef dot to SQL, right? So here we did the CSV from raw to clean. From clean to master loading, we're using into SQL database we are loading. So what is database name? What is the table name? Okay, I just want like wine table, let's say. What is the engine name? Engine, right?
Engine.
So this is, and now if suppose what contains the wine table, we will receive all the data except the grape. Okay. And we are doing some transformations like taking in slash a new line and then we are loading into the put the space delimiter. If you see, okay, this result I want to load, but here do we have any dependency? Yes, I have dependency, right? You can't execute this without executing this. Why? Because this data is depend upon this result. So this task, I'm saying you first execute. I'm saying first execute this task. And next task is
Pandas to SQLite.
Pandas, SQLite. Okay. So you hope you understood the whole process, right? So it is simple. We are using Pandas, reading a file from my local and doing transformations and the cleaned data loading into Airflow folder. And using the Pandas, reading the cleaned data and loading into SQLite database. And here we create an engine called SQLite. And now if you see, we don't have this database, we don't have this in the server, right? If you check, suppose if I go, so do we have this engine? No, we don't have this engine. So, right now I'm going to run and then you will see DAG. So let's go, let me go to the DAG called localhost 8080. What is the name? Pandas to SQLite DAG name. Pandas emphasis. What is the DAG name? Pandas to SQLite. Just refresh. Let me just run the Docker. Control D. Control D. Up. Okay. Now we can refresh. Okay. See any others? And why it's not showing? Let me go for DAX. Found yeah, we have no Pandas to SQLite. So if you go to the graph, yes, we have two jobs. One, we just create virtual environment with the Python, and then next one is like SQLite persisting the data. So now I'm going to run the job. Let's trigger the job. I've triggered the job. Now two jobs. First virtual environment Python is created. We got the green completed, and the internal task is persisting data into SQL. We got this issue. Okay, it looks this is retry. So if you see this is success, this is failed. Let me check what is the log. What is the error? Error file. Unable to open database file. Why? Connection refused. For what? Okay. Unable to open database file. Unable to open database file. Okay, let's see step by step. So here we got all the downloading all the packages. It's collecting, downloading all the packages, successfully installed, executing the command. Successfully installed. Okay. To update run. Okay. Executing command. Output. Unable to open database file. Okay, let me check clearly. We got any issue? SQLite. Let me use that we're entering into OPT, Airflow, wine database. Okay. Okay, we don't have wine table. Oh, sorry. It's asking about wine database. Database. Okay. Engine. Pandas read CSV. I'm loading. Okay. Routine log. Login name. With that, I think this is all fine. So this what check the virtual environment. Task ID, SQLite, persisting and data. Okay, requirements equal to pandas and Jenny system type packages equal to false. Yeah, I think it looks good to me. Let me just run again. Refresh. Go to the tags. Pandas SQLite. Graph. Let me retry. Oh, it's not able to connect SQLite database.
Okay.
Okay, now I think some connection problem. If you retry. Okay, now it is success. See, we got the 2 greens.
Yes,
That means it's success. Now let's check. I'm going into Docker. Check the LS. What is our SQL database name? Wine database, right? See? So we got it. So now you can check, go into the SQL database, and then you can access this wine database it is created or not. Okay. So SQLite 3. SQLite 3. Database name wine underscore database.db.
SQLite.
Sorry, I made a mistake. Confused. One L. So now, if you see dot tables, what is the table name? Wine database. So here, select star from wine database. Let me put limit suppose to. I put the limit to, suppose we put the 10. See 10. So if we put the 10, see here, we got no headers, right? Because we need to hot the headers on. So previously we used the same command, right? Dot headers on. Now select. Now if you see, after I put the headers on, say I got the headers.
Okay.
So I got the index name, region, variety, rating, notes. So if you see, there's a missing column called grape, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So in the raw data, we have a grape column, but here there's no grape because we transformed that. Okay. And we got this, result. Yes, the result is stored. If suppose in the data frame you have only these, I just want to send only notes to some other table. So you can do any transformations. Suppose if you want to do the only filtering, for example, in the data frame, what is the column name? Notes. For only notes column, I want to go to the SQL with separate table. I'll call wine notes.
Okay.
Wine notes, and I'll call the engine. So I'm using the same engine, same process, but now I'm going to different table only for this column, notes column. So if I go to I'm just refreshing, I'm re-triggering. If you see, we have warning, we have error. What is the error now? Table name already exists. Okay, because we are trying to create this one. Okay, sorry, this one. Let me put. Oh. Okay. This one. I'm just disabling that because this table is already created, right? So it's throwing error. Now we need to execute this operation. So, okay, I'm just executing, refreshing again. With the same connection, different transformation. I'm trying. You see this one, you'll get a green. See, now we got a green. the green. So it means the job executed. Now, if you go to this one, I think it's not working. That's fine. Go to the tables. Now you see two tables, right? Wine database is the old one. Wine nodes is a new one. Select star from wine underscore nodes. Let me put limit, suppose 5. Sorry, wine, not wines. See, I got the result. If you see, I got only no nodes column, right? By default, you'll get the index anyway. So we got only no nodes column, right? Because here I asked in the data frame, you send only nodes to these nodes. Like this we can do. Even you can send multiple fields or single field. You can apply a lot of transformations. So in Pandas, these are all like a Pandas simple transformations we are playing. Okay, so this is very good scenario. You play today so many things. We used Pandas, virtual environments, reading a CSV file, loading the results as temporary, creating a SQLite, a separate database. We create a separate engine, and that result we stored into SQLite. So this is all like a one use case scenario. Yeah.
Sure.
So any doubts you have, you can ask me. So this is what we have covered today. Can practice this is very important. Yeah.